What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. I'm trying to remember what day it is. Hope all you having a great day today. Um, just to let you all know, tomorrow my review is probably gonna be up sometime Friday night, tomorrow night. I'm gonna be in Vermont like all day, so that's why it's gonna be up late than what it normally is. I try to get them out as early as possible. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. It's been like a whole year since I've been to Vermont, so I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Beautiful place, really beautiful. Definitely recommend it. I definitely highly recommend y'all check out Vermont. Vermont, New Hampshire, beautiful, especially this time of year. Um so yeah, getting into this episode of GH, Nicholas is in deep doo doo. Okay, and he knows it. Deep down, Nicholas knows that he can try to cover this up all he wants to, but eventually it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. He tried to warn Sam away, trying to tell her, oh, Hayden, we had an unconventional marriage, trying to downplay it or whatever, because she was asking him basically if Hayden ever mentioned the shooting or talked to him about who shot her or who she thinks shot her or whatever. He tried to downplay it like they never really had conversations or whatever. It was a marriage of convenience, trying to throw Sam off the scent and then trying to warn her off the case. Because, oh, Hayden hung around, toxic people, dangerous people that you could be bringing to your front door or whatever. I'm like, Nicholas, all of this placating that you're trying to do right now, this downplaying and trying to shift it, it's not going to work. Sam's not dropping the case. She's not going to drop it. Sean's not going to drop it. They want to know who did the shooting. They want to know. So you could try to play it all you want to. Like, Nicholas is not going to be able to get out of this one. They're going to find out. Which is stupid to me because Sam already freaking know. If you watch the storylines 5 years ago, she already knows. But the writers want to act like she don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. So anyway, Sam went to Elizabeth's house, trying to get information from Liz, like find out where Hayden is and stuff. Nobody seems to know where Hayden is because Liz feels like, if Hayden hasn't been back by now to check in on Violet or nothing like that, she feels like Hayden could be in trouble. Which is true, she could be, because the danger for her is over at this point. But she's still in the wind. I mean, Nicholas claims that he tried to find her. Jax even put some resources out there trying to find her. Nobody can find her. That's how good Hayden is, though, because Hayden can go, and hiding without anybody finding her. That's just a testament to how good she is. Um, so of course, after Sam leaves, Elizabeth gets on the phone immediately, calling Nicholas like, "Yeah, you need to get your ass over here. We need to talk." Um, She's like, "We need to talk about what you did to Hayden." I said, finally, somebody on the damn canvas that knows what Nicholas did. Because everybody else playing dumb like they don't know. Elizabeth remember, because she even had a flashback of a conversation she had. She remember, she know that Nicholas had something to do with that. He hired the hitman. So all hell is going to break loose when the truth finally does come out, because Nicholas is not going to be able to hide from this forever. I mean, it's bound to come out. So you might as well come on with the come on. I don't think Nicholas is gonna go to prison per se, but I do really hope Sean whoop his ass. I really do. I hope he beat him down. So anyway, moving on from that, I will say I'm glad, Elizabeth was supportive of Cameron dating Jocelyn and stuff. Like, I didn't think that she would have any issues with it. Um, I mean, why would she? You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have any issues with Jocelyn. I mean, with her mama, yeah, but not with her. Um, I felt bad for Cameron because Cameron was like, he was going to tell Elizabeth, but he usually goes to Franco for stuff like this, like about girls and life. And, he usually used to go to Franco, and I felt bad for him, and I'm glad Elizabeth was there to comfort him and stuff like that. See, that's why them boys need a father figure. They need a father figure because as a guy myself, it's awkward for us to go to our moms like about you know, girls, sex, everything. It's hard to talk to them about that stuff. another guy, like a dad or an uncle or something, that you're close to, yeah, it's easy to talk to them, because they can relate. They've been through it. But your mama, no, no, absolutely not. I'm sorry, but I could never go to my mom about stuff like that. Like, absolutely not. It's just too awkward. Like, how you could talk to your parents about anything, but you got that one parent that you just like, yeah, no, this is weird conversation. Absolutely not. But I'm glad, Elizabeth is open. She's like, she feels like, she's a boy mom. Her boys can come to her about anything, even if it is awkward. That's good that they have that open dialogue. I like that because it's important to have. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. Um, Ava's a good ass boss. I wish I had a boss like Ava. She was like, since they fixing up the gallery and stuff, thanks to that little explosion, thanks to Spencer, they fixing up the gallery and shit. So her and Trina are working remotely, and they're doing it by the pool. Drinks are on Ava. Ava's paying for the drinks. I was like, yo, I need a boss like you, Ava. I need a boss like you. Cause that's dope. I mean, to work virtually from a pool, come on now, and you ain't got to pay for the food or the drinks or nothing like that. I'm there. Um, and I agree with Ava though, cause she pretty much told Trina that she should be spending her summer hanging out with her friends, enjoying life, before college. I agree, you should, cause once you get into college, it's a lot of work. Papers to write, term papers, 15-page papers, a lot of classes. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? So live it up. But college is a good experience though, especially when you're 18. It's a very good experience. Um, so yeah, so Spencer of course comes up or whatever, and Ava told Trina to order whatever she wanted. It's on her. Here goes Spencer. Oh, I wonder what drinks I'm gonna order on Ava's tab. I'm like, little boy, you ain't about to order a damn thing over here. You are not about to sit over here and run up Ava money. No, you're not. No, sir. No, you are not. We're not about to do that. Um, so then he's sitting there talking about something. Oh, I can afford to throw any gala that I want. And Trina was like, well, since you offering to throw me a big party, then you might as well throw me a party. So he tried to back out and try to say, oh, that's not what I was saying or whatever. You said that you can afford to throw a gala. So therefore, you need to throw a party. Don't try to back out now. I'm here for Trina and Spencer becoming a couple. Like, I like the chemistry between them. My only hiccup about them becoming a couple, Spencer has this bougie, I'm better than you attitude. I don't want him to say something offensive to her or make her feel like she's less than because she's not rich or her family's not wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that to happen because Spencer's the type of kid to blurt that out. Like, he's that kind of blunt person. Like, he's liable to say something stupid like that. And I don't want him to offend Trina, in any way, shape, or form. Other than that, I wouldn't mind them being together, but he need to calm his little bougie attitude down. Like, okay, we get it. You're a Cassadine. You can afford galas and big parties and all that good stuff. That's fine. But you need to calm all that money down. Because as easy as that money come, it can go just as quick. So relax yourself. Um, Also, when it comes to Jocelyn, I really don't like her attitude, like her little tone towards Trina sometimes about the whole relationship stuff. Because she was kind of warning Trina about Spencer, but she was like, you know, if that's what you want to do, like your relationship or lack thereof. I didn't like that tone because Jocelyn strikes me as the type sometimes that she wants all the boys fawning over her and she would get a little jealous if Trina got some attention from the boys. You know what I'm saying? It kind of borders on that sometimes with Jocelyn. I hope I'm wrong, but sometimes she just gives off that attitude, that tone, like I want them all, you know, looking at me, not you. You know what I mean? Like she need to calm herself down sometime. Like we get it, you look good, but both of y'all look good, but you need to calm the attitude down because Trina looked just as good as Jocelyn does and just as smart. So relax. Because even Trina was looking at her kind of like squinting her eyes at her like, are you warning me away from him and stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, possibly. You never know with Jocelyn. So anyway, Nicholas bumped into Ava or whatever at the bar, and he told her about Ryan being at Spring Ridge or whatever that little Martha Stewart prison is. So he basically felt like Ryan was incapable of doing the stalking and stuff like that. Even Sam warned him that Ryan could easily fool people. Like, just because he looked like he's incapable of doing something doesn't mean he is. You know what I mean? Like, he very well could be the stalker and he could be playing you. Even Sam warned Nicholas about that. That he could be playing him for a fool. But that's what pissed Ava off, because she feels like if Ryan's not the one doing this, that makes this whole thing even worse, because now they don't know who it could be. At least with him, they know what they're dealing with. But if it's not him, they don't know. Um, I felt like Ava was a little suspicious of Spencer based off of his comments that he made about Avery staying with Carly and stuff like that. And the look that she gave Spencer, I don't know, maybe she was a little suspicious of him. I think she very well should be. Because Spencer was looking at her and Nicholas talking and stuff, and how, upset they looked that they couldn't be together. Like, they're very emotional about that. So of course Spencer wanted to call a truce with Ava or whatever, try to get her to shake his hand or whatever. I wouldn't trust him if I was her. And usually Ava's not the trusting type, so I hope she doesn't fall for his little bullshit. I really hope not. Because we all know Spencer is not to be trusted. So anyway, moving on from that. So I guess everybody getting ready for Wiley's birthday party or whatnot. Chase came by with a gift. That was nice of him. Chase, I think, is going to be a great dad one day. Especially how he is around Bailey and stuff, how he is around Violet and all that stuff. He's going to be a great dad. Like, he really is. Too bad it's not going to be with Willow, but he's going to be a great dad nonetheless. I like that Valentin came up to him and apologized for Peter's behavior, but I do agree with Chase. Like, that's not Valentin's fault. Valentin still harbors a lot of guilt for handing him over to Faison back in the day, but I'm like, that's not your fault. Peter's a grown man. Peter's in charge of Peter. You know what I mean? Like, Peter's responsible for Peter's actions. Nobody's responsible for that but Peter. So I'm glad, Chase was, not blaming Valentin or anybody else for Peter's, shenanigans. Brooklyn almost got caught. Chase done walked in on her talking to the baby, and she talking about, oh, your real mother and stuff. You should, be bonding more with your real mother. He was like, what you mean, real mother? And, she had to cover it up real quick. She was like, oh, I don't feel like a real mother. I said, that was smart of you, BLQ. That was smart of you for covering up. That was a quick save. I give you credit. But she's grown attached to that child. She's really grown attached. So Maxie getting that baby back is going to be a challenge. It's going to be very difficult. Because not only is Valentin grown attached to the kid, now BLQ is too. I'm like, Maxie, you are not getting that child back without a fight. It's going to be a whole nother court battle going on. She's not going to get that child back free and clear. It's going to be a whole issue. Even Olivia was impressed with the way BLQ was stepping up as a parent and stuff like that. She even, gave her a compliment. So anyway, moving on from that. Dante seems like he's ready to move on from Lulu at this point. You know what I mean? Like, as much as it hurts him to move on with his life, he needs to. And Olivia feels like there's a spark between him and Sam, but, Dante pretty much kind of told Olivia to mind her business, ever so gently to butt out. And I think she should, but, that's what parents do. They always in your business. But he basically told her, like, butt out. I know what I'm doing. Relax. There's nothing going on between me and Sam, even though deep down he know it is. He just want to beat around the bush. But I'm not mad at Dante for moving on. At some point you have to. Same way when he was gone, Lulu started to move on. You have to. You can't live your life in limbo. Same way Lulu didn't know when he was coming back. He doesn't know when she's coming out of a coma. So, gotta move on with your life. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I love the way Dante be shouting at Rocco. Because first he was shouting at him about the pool. Now it's about the glitter or whatever. I was like, he stay yelling at that boy. So anyway, Dante ended up over at Anna's house or whatever, trying to talk to her about the case. And he basically told her that the blood that was found were droplets of blood. It wasn't like a lot of blood, it was droplets. And what he meant by that was it looked like Peter either was carried out of that freezer or he could have walked out of that freezer. So there's a big chance Peter's alive. So I guess GH done turned into the Walking Dead. I'm actually, honestly, I'm happy that Dante still holds anger towards Valentin. Like, he really don't like Valentin. Because usually the writers will try to come up with some shit to make him start to, like, soften towards somebody or whatever. And I'm glad, because Dante has a lot of reasons to dislike Valentin, to distrust Valentin, especially the hell Valentin done put Lulu through. Dante didn't forget none of that. So he feel like Valentin is not to be trusted. He feel like Valentin can't change. You know, he's kind of surprised at Anna for even being around him and stuff. Um, I don't blame Dante for being pissed, even though I rocks with Valentin right about now because, you know, that's one of my faves. But I get why Dante don't like him. Understandable. So Anna had to bring Valentin up to speed on what's going on with Finn and the whole case and the fact that Peter could still be alive. And she was like, you know, she wished that Peter was dead so that way she wouldn't have to kill him. Valentin was like, shit, that's where me and you ain't the same, because Valentin said, I promise you one thing. We're going to find Peter dead or alive. And he said, if I find him alive, I will kill him and I will bury him. I said, Valentin, shut your mouth. I said, first of all, this is what gets y'all locked up and put in the cell block C. Stop speaking out loud about what you would do to somebody, because that's called premeditation. That's called premeditated murder. You just admitted to an officer of the law, to an agent, that you would kill someone and bury the body. That's premeditation. Shut up. And you're saying all this without counsel. Be quiet. It's how you're gonna end up in prison. So I'm like, he just really needs to like shut his mouth because it's a lot of premeditation coming out of your mouth. Like, relax yourself. I wonder what's gonna happen with this Peter stuff. Like, is he dead? Did somebody get him out of that freezer? Because Valentin is worried. He might seem like he's stoic, but he worried because if he got out of that freezer, which he did, some by hook or crook, then that means he's had weeks to cover his tracks and plan his next move. That makes him dangerous because he's in the wind and they don't know where he is or if he has a helper. You know what I'm saying? That makes him very dangerous. So I can't blame Valentin on that. You know, he's not willing to take no chances. I mean, the boy's a psychopath. Like, he's not willing to take any chances on that, and I cannot blame him for it. You know, you got to be on your P's and Q's with people like Peter. Like, you really do. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about it. And I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.